All right, where the Hebrew Israelites would come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America. All right, and you see, I mean, should know by now, this place is gone. All right, so, come in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this place, to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, you niggers, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and people on this sign, right? Get you to repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, and get back in order, boy. Time is no longer short. Okay, time is here. All right? And if you don't know the way forward, right? There ain't no pre-tribulation rapture. You got to go through this thing, all right? So wake up. How do you get through? Learn the name. Names plural. How about Shemi Awashai? You better learn. All right? Get you to wake up. Acknowledge your offense. Pray for forgiveness. Get back in order. Right? Get under this umbrella. All right? Is that the brother right there? Shalom. Shalom. Isaiah Allah, Idaho. Shalom, beloved. The beloved brother. Beloved Malak. Yeah, time is beyond short. Very, very soon will be validated. Okay, the brother out there doing the hard work, right? Very soon will be validated. All right, so just hang in there. You're doing an awesome job. That's single. Hey, that's single. All right, so let me finish this. Face the east. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostle and elder bishops of GMS. All right. Even the elders that came before them, the taught us is truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers. I put you the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'll want that are listen, learn, and being a pillar of rest. 144,000 and 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom and salutations to you all. Now, I'm doing this because this guy from Norway, right? He's like, yeah, he faced the easy go. Yahweh, double honor. He goes, double honor. I remember working on that, right? I was like, you got to hold that thing, hold that fist, double honors to the other. He's like, double honors. He like trying to put it all together. Hilarious, but authentic. All right. Anyway, this guy's coming in. This Norwegian, right? If he's even authentic, he's an 11th hour guy. You know, he's probably, because what he's doing, he's stepping out. He's trying to be he's trying to speak. He's going out there. He got the body. He's trying to speak, right? So he's trying to do the work. And I would say that it takes about a good year. You just don't go out there. You study for at least a year before the Spirit says, okay, get your ass out there, right? I don't know what it is anymore. A long time ago, it was at least a year before, you go out there and get cut up. But anyway, so that would imply that this guy has been studying for at least a year. If he's out there, he's giving it a go, right? What's his name? Hams Yasharala or something like that. The Norwegian. He's on my page. Anyway, St. James 5 and 8. Be also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai draweth nigh. Okay, so this word patience right? Everybody knows, according to our apostles and elders. Oh, what happened? Why did you shoot it? That's not even good. I had that thing ready to go. Salakia. God dang. Wow. Really? Oh, ready to go. Now what? Anyway, patience. I was going to read it, but now I can't. I don't know what this thing is doing. I guess it just went down. Huh. No, it couldn't go down because it's got 44. this Salakia. This is Satan, man. This is nothing but Satan. Anyway, I want to read patience, but let me see. Salakia, bear with me. Where's this light? Oh, wow. Wow, Satan. Fucking Satan. God damn it. Salakia. Bear with me. Okay, what is this? What in the world? Okay, gosh. Definition. All right, here we go. It's the definition of patience. Salakia. These demons are working. If you haven't noticed, demons will be knocking shit out of your hand. You just got to roll with it. It's their world right now. All right. Anyway, this is the definition of patience from the Oxford Languages Dictionary, I guess. Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Okay, so from right now, right through Jacob's trouble, World War III, race war, civil war, famine of the word, okay, pestilence, persecution. Did I say Jacob's trouble? You must tolerate delay. You must have the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. So whatever happens to you and everything, what the hell do you think is going to happen to you during World War III? Because you will be in it. You will be in Jacob's trouble. You will be in the race war. You're going to be in everything. So that whole concept of pre-tribulation, rapture, and all of that, I get out of the trouble? No, nigga. No niggas get out of no trouble. Niggas must go straight through the trouble, head up. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now, I'll read patience again. The capacity to accept. You got to accept the fact that hey, everybody's got to go through this shit. And the Most High has a tailor-made tribulation personally for you. Like you have on your own goggles and you're in your own little realm. Okay? What you're going to be tested on, all right? Your mission is to have the capacity to accept or tolerate suffering. What is that? Suffering. That's torture. Right? What's the worst suffering? Okay, suffering is, okay, I can't talk to my daughter. Right? No more. That's going to hurt me. You know what's going to hurt you? Pulling your fingernails out of the nail bed. That's suffering. So you're not thinking like, oh, suffering. Well, we might go a day or two without food. Yeah. But a cat o' nine tails. See what? Did not Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, did not Yahushai suffer? And it pleased the Most High to bruise him. Oh, God wouldn't do that. Okay? You don't understand what you're involved in. Patience, the definition. I just lost it again. Come on, man. Again, these, there we go. Apparently, it's a card game in England. That word suffering, let's just go there. This is what we were taught. And that word is in this, okay? Our elders, our apostles, the bishops on down, they taught us years ago, damn near 20 years ago, that when you hear that word patience, it means suffering. You learn that, and then you learn that that's really what this thing is about. Okay, the ability to take an ass whooping and get up and keep going. See, here's what you do. You take that ass whooping, right, real good, and then you die. You get put to death, and then you stand up again, and then you get beamed up. That's what you got to do. Okay. You got to stand up after you die, after you get put to death. First, you get the shit beat out of you. This is patience. In your patience, reserve ye your souls, something like that. Possess ye your souls. Okay? Meaning you got to take that fucking ass with them. So if you don't understand that, you're in the wrong. Okay? This little ass whooping. If you have taken ass whoopings in your life, okay, I'm pretty sure you've given some and you've taken. You gotta, in order to give some, you gotta take some. And there's a time when, when a man, there's a time comes when you just gotta fucking fight. You're like, oh shit, I gotta fight. I don't want to. Some idiots like to fight and all of that, right? But there comes a time, motherfucker, when you gotta fight. I remember learning that as a child. I remember learning how to play organized ball. I was like, Dad, when you go tell, I'm gonna go tell, right? Because they were all older than me. I'm gonna go tell. Dad, they won't pass me the ball, son. Dad was right, son. You gotta hustle, son. You gotta hustle. I was like, huh? I gotta do what? And those are the things that you never forget. Okay. You gotta hustle, son. You gotta hustle. Right, and then, see, because I was the youngest for a while. I was the youngest. I was getting my ass kicked regularly. And what you do, I had two older brothers. They were just knocking the shit out of me. And you learn, You learn. You learn how to come up from the bottom and then whoop ass. You learn some shit after getting your ass kicked for years. Right? Win some. I remember that first win, right? Dad was watching. He like, hey. He saw Junior. He said, Junior, got that ass whooped, huh? I was like, yeah. About 12, right? But just like you gotta hustle. There was that lesson. What was I? Got to hustle. I was 6 or 7. Okay. Then you gotta fight. Hey, guess what, motherfucker? Guess what, boys? You gotta fight. Now, see, this was a long time ago when there was a such thing as a fight. All right, not no guns and shit like that. The worst thing at that time was a whip. A motherfucker had a whip, and at the back of the whip, the wooden handle, there was a little nail. That was the worst it was before gangs and shit. Right? Mid-60s. Anyway, point is, there comes a time when you have to fight. And what is it? A prudent man looketh well to his going. Right? Sometimes prudent, like, oh shit, this is that moment. Right? And sometimes you might know you're about to take an ass whooping, and so let me get in there and mix it up and do the best that I can, and have a hasty exit, or strategy. This is a fight, man. You got to fight. When you go to war, there's a fight. Okay? When you go to war, motherfucker, if you hide and shit, you're gonna die. You gotta get up in there and you got to fight. You gotta fight back. You gotta know who your enemy is. You gotta fight. You gotta get with your buddies, your homies, because you can't get out there on the battlefield alone. And you got squads and people depending on you. You out there being an individual is not gonna go well. Anyway, gotta know when to fight. All right, and you're in a fight, and in this fight, we fight spiritually. We don't fight back carnally. We don't get our lick back carnally. We wait. We suffer patiently to get that lick back, and it's coming. It's real close. See, the lick is real close. Anyway, go back to James. How did I get to James? It's the Spirit. I wanted to go 5 and 1, but I'm at what, 5 and 8? So let's go back there. And I'm gonna try to be quiet. Let's see how that goes. I gave the commentary. James 5 and 8. Be ye also patient. You know where I was going? I was going to 1 and 2. That's what it says on the itinerary. So we'll get that. It's a lot. Not now. We get it here. Okay, I guess we're doing it. This is the way the Spirit wanted it. So again, St. James 5 and 8. Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. All right, that's what we read first, all right? That word patient, okay, means everything right now. Patience, faith, means everything right now. James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So, trying of your faith. What's going on right now? Okay, you're in a video game and you're about to be tested. Your faith is about to be tested. Faith, the trying of your faith worketh what? Read that again. See, these are the things that you have to focus on in order to get through this thing. You got to know that you got to go through it, not around it, or it's not going to happen. It's going to happen to everybody. Know that. And then say, okay, well, shit. After you wrap your head around it, you say, well, shit. Well, how do I get through it? Well, establish your hearts. What does that mean? Wrap your head, wrap your mind around it. Okay. I got to go back now. What was that? Is that establish? Verse 5, Salah. Yep, establish your hearts. See? What does that mean? Let's start at 7. How about that? Make sure the brother ain't in there feeding me, because he does that. And I ain't paying attention. Okay, Salah. All right. St. James 5 and 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren. Okay? We just read patient. Patience is patience and faith is what the end game is about. Okay? Patience and faith is what this whole end game is about. In order to get spiritual power, in order to walk on water, what must you have? O ye of little. How you gonna get through this thing without you know what I'm saying, some help, that connection? They got to pick you up. No, you got to walk on that water, right? And you got to start now. In order to walk on that water when it's time, boy, you better start right now. You better start right now. That's what that faith is. You got to build that thing. How you going to get through this thing without Yahweh Shemel? Build on that. Now, build on it. Just, hey, fuck everybody, man. You understand? Like when you just came into this thing. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it. Boy, you get your ass kicked waiting. Okay? Gnats and shit, blight and, critters. Until he receive the early and latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts. What does it mean to establish your heart? To prepare your mind. Wrap your mind around it. Count the cost. Establish your heart. That word heart is the Hebrew word, not the Hebrew, what is this? This word heart goes back to the word mind. The Greek word. You have to look it up. But that's a different lesson. Heart, mind. But we know this in the spirit, right? Establish your hearts, right? Establish would mean to fortify or to create a firm foundation. build your tower on stony ground. All right. Establish your heart, meaning to self. Okay? Stay grounded. Right? In what? Establish your heart, your mind. Okay? This is the program. If you're on a Babylonian, if a Babylonian program is running on your hard drive during Jacob's trouble, you're done. Okay? This is the program. The 100% truth is what is the program. You're on autopilot. If you got the 100% truth download, you'll be on autopilot. Okay? Like when Neo needs to fight and then he gets down and then suddenly he's whooping ass. Well, in Jacob's trouble, boom, suddenly you'll be whooping ass. Right? Just like that. Suddenly. Anyway. Yeah, patience. Patience, patience. Patience, patience. Okay, let's get some 5 and 11. Got that? Let's jump down. James 5 and 10. Take, my brethren, the prophet who hath spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. This is nothing new to us. We've been doing this. Okay? So when I say you win some, you lose some, You got your ass whooped before. Guess what? You've been hung before, upside down, probably. What we do. Okay? Bring it back to mind. Okay? Recollect. You've been here before, but this time we're not. Nobody pushes us. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody puts prophets in the corner, right? And not all of us are going to be hung upside down. Okay, they'll get a couple of us, but the majority, I believe we're going to make it through this time. We're not, all right. We have faith, right, and long suffering in this thing, and even if we did, right, if we became a martyr, or ran our course while we was out there mixing it up in JT, right? It's a beautiful thing. We're first on the chariot, we understand the drill. This is Matthew. Let's just go. Matthew 5. So my hands are changing, right? I was told it's an autoimmune. I'm like, I'm getting spiritual power slower. I have faith. But them Ben Grimm hands now can't be missed. 5 and 1, 5 and 10. Beatitudes. Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you. See, these are the things that you got to remember. It's not easy to be in GMS, You can't be in GMS if you want to be a rock star, if you want to be noticed, you want to wear a fitted cap, and you want to be cute. We're against all of those things. No cute. You understand? This is all about 100% truth. This is all about salvation. It's all about humbling, humiliation, sackcloth and ashes. Anyway, blessed are ye when men shall revile. We're reviled, are we not? I'm talking about in Yasharallah. We're reviled in Israel, right? Nothing new here. That's every day for centuries. Blessed are ye when men shall revile. Hey, we're blessed. We're cold-blessed. You know why? Because they revile. They hate us. They despise us. Right? They despised Yahushua. So that's a good thing. All right. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you. Right? Persecute you. Vocab Malone. Traveling overseas and land and sea, right? Tracking niggas down. That's persecution at a very high level. Who's he going after? He goes straight after the 100% truth. So look. You and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name, or for my sake. Check this out, and boy, I could tell you stories, but I'm sure you have your own, right? If you've been in this thing for any amount of time. Rejoice and be exceeding glad. There it is. For great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you, which was you. All right, so you've been through this before. Been through what? Persecution, right? Suffering righteously, getting beat down, thrown in jail, right? For this word. Ever been to jail in a garment? No, they take it from you before you get in there. Okay. But when they're cuffing you and stuffing you in that cruiser, right? They didn't know what to do. Take it, put over his head, like this. Hey, that's what happened back in the day to James and them, Jeremiah and them. You got hands behind you, man. Right? Frog march to the cell. 1 Peter 3 and 14. But and if, okay, you gotta stop right there. They're gonna blow through that. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye. Okay. Be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. There. Because the whole thing comes down to suffering righteously. Because it's a test. So you just learn how to take it. What did Yahushua teach? Okay. Oh, he taught turn the other cheek. No, he taught endure that. he taught endure that ass whooping. Okay. And don't fight back. Fight back through the Spirit. How do you do that? Well, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. That motherfucker's probably gonna, by law, well, we have to flog you, right? By law, right? Nigga, flog away. I'm gonna endure it, right? This is how you win. This is the fight back. Okay. Render unto Caesar, right? Agree with the ad. Okay. This is how you win the spiritual fight. Because this time you win right here physically. Go ahead. Whatever fate the Most High has for me, that's what it is, and I'll, as a prophet, right? Hey, this is how they do us. What's new? So take it. What is that? That's patience. That's suffering. That's part of it. Hey, guess what? In order to be a king, what must you do? You gotta be a broken slave. What's the opposite of a king in the kingdom? What is the opposite of that? A Judite in the devil's kingdom. That's the opposite. Okay? That's the opposite. So look forward to the opposite of this. Right? Oh, this is the worst that it is. Hey, think how bad it's going to be for Esau to be in this situation, because Esau is not strong. Okay, he ain't patient. All right, he got to eat. He's hungry. He got to have his food right away, and he don't give a damn about no birthright. Okay, he's hungry. 2:19. This is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward the Most High endure grief, suffering wrongfully. It just keeps saying the same thing over and over and over. suffering, grief, patience, you know, persecution. It's bad. It's bad. How do you get all good out of just line after line, right? It's crazy. Punishment, evildoers, submit yourselves. Maliciousness, wrongfully, take it patiently. When he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judgment righteously. Listen to the verbiage. It's just, where's the whole God loves everybody and he's passing out daffodils? Where's that at in the Bible? Where's that at in Jacob's trouble? Where's that at in the Civil War? Where's that at in World War III? Where is that at on your pilgrimage to the chariot? Where is the daffodils at? Because I've been around for a long, long time, and guess what? Ain't no daffodils, right? There's no fucking daffodils, dude. There's only scrambling to make it on a chariot. Nothing's changed. You could dress up that pig. Okay, so what's the order of the day? Patience. What is patience? Suffering. Right? Wait, let's get that again. Okay, because this is really it's a really good definition. And of course I have to, okay, here it is. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. That's a big part right there. Without getting angry or upset. Whatever happens, take it cheerfully, right? Going back to James at the end. To tolerate suffering without being upset. Suffering. Jacob's trouble. Suffering. Trouble. See? Okay, let's read it again. Now listen for that word, trouble. Okay? The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, Jacob's trouble, oops, or suffering without getting. This is the definition of patience. The capacity to accept or tolerate delay, Jacob's trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. So you have to go through Jacob's trouble without getting angry or upset. Here's your mission. Okay, so let's get the mission together. Patience is part of your mission, and you have to write that in. Go to 2 Ezra 16 and 40. Okay, and you read that. You read, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Okay, here's your mission. Be a pilgrim, right? But be a patient pilgrim. What does it mean to be patient? It means to have the capacity to tolerate suffering without getting upset. So get your ass out there with very little to no food. You better have on some good boots and head that way. And whatever happens, don't get angry or upset. Here's your mission. And you better wrap your head around it. You got to establish your heart right now. Establish your heart for what? The mission. What is that? Get your ass out there. And whatever happens, you understand? You can't get mad at it. You can't get angry or upset. That's what you signed up for. Okay? So now, okay, understanding the mission now, patiently be a pilgrim, right? You got to follow the signs. Let me get this. This is a word behind me. What is that? I'll hear a word. A voice shall hear. At 30 and 21. Let's just read it right here. Okay? So this is part of the mission. You got to read those together. It's lucky. All right, this is Isaiah 30 and 21. Your ears shall hear a word behind you while you're on your pilgrimage. You understand? While you're out there walking in the valley of the shadow of death, right? Um, you got a picture of the missiles coming down. Your ear shall hear a word behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it, whenever you turn to the right hand or whenever you turn to the left." Pretty much, this is, you're going to need that spiritual power, man. Okay? And I mean, whether you're flying or not, you know what you got to do? You got to tell yourself to get your ass up and walk. That's spiritual power. You got to get up and walk right now. When you hear that voice, get up. Hey, man, you got to make yourself get up and go. And you telling yourself, hey, that's that voice. Right? That's the spirit. You don't even know. Well, nigga, that was me, yeah? Must I put the spirit on you to stick foot in your ass and go? Guess what? It's go time. What you gonna do? You ready? Ready to go? Right? When you see Jerusalem compassed about with armies, even though that little psyop didn't go so well last week, what are they gonna do? Try it again this weekend? When it don't work, you can't get Jake out of the house. You just run up on him, right? Patience. Got to know when to get out. 2nd Esdras 16. And 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay, so you shouldn't have to get Cassie. Who's getting cast out of you? 2/3 niggas that don't know when it's time to go because you wasn't listening to the voice, didn't say, "Hey, this is the way. Walk ye in." They're like, "Oh no, I heard something. It was a mosquito in my ear, nigga. I'm still at the pad, and then I heard a knock, and then they grabbed me up, and I got casted out into the street. They took everything. You shall own nothing and be happy." Okay, so the elect, what happened? They didn't get cast out. They left. They were being even as pilgrims, right? Because they heard that voice saying, "Hey, it's time to go. Time to go." That plan, right? That plan, which is just know when to go, right? Don't go back to the house. You have to know of these things. That happened in 70 AD. It's happening again. Right? Those things that were written aforetime were written for what? Hmm? What is that written for? Oh, but that was for 70 AD. Yeah, it was. What was that written for? Matthew 24 and 17. Start at 16. Then let him, Salah, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And now I'm going to jump down to 20. But pray ye that your flight, what? Your flight? What's your flight? Pray ye that your flight not be in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. What is your flight? Your flight is when you left the path before they knocked on it and threw you out. They should cast some of the, well, you left. You fled before they threw you out. You had the wherewithal, or the spirit was on you. The spirit said, hey, you got to go. Get your shit. You got to go. It's time. You got to flee. Pray that your flight, here it is. This is you dipping right here to go be a pilgrim. It says, pray that your flight be not in the winter. So get ready to do what? Get ready to flee into the mountains. Don't go down to the house. If you're on top of the house, don't go down to take anything out. Okay, let alone you down at your homie's house. Oh, nigga, it's going down? No, if you're on the roof. This is Matthew 24 and 17. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Nigga, you can't, you're sunbathing in a chaise lounge on the top floor of the pad. Okay? Jump off the roof, nigga, and go that way. And I'm kidding, right? But these things were written for our learning. Yes, this happened in 70 AD, but really, these are all forms of looking back like Lot's wife in the spirit. So don't let anything that is at the house, right, compel you to go back. Nothing is worth going back for. Guess what? You shall own nothing and be happy. Why not? Can't, when it's time to get beamed up, what you taking? Taking nothing. You're not taking this meat suit. All right. So anyway, patience. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, your flight. Okay. And right here, and except those days should be short. So right there is your Jacob's trouble. Here come Jacob's trouble, nigga. What should you be doing? What manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting to get your butt out of the house before they cast you out? All right? Be prepared to take nothing. And have that faith that the most, think not what you're going to eat, think not what you're going to wear. That thing better kick in. You walk down the street with your drawers and nothing but faith. And before you know it, you got more than you ever had. Right? Anyway. Acts 20 and 24. I'm reading it. Death. Let's see. Acts 20 and 24. But none of these things moves me, neither count I my life dear unto myself, so that I might finish my course with joy and the ministry which I have received of the Lord Yahushua to testify the gospel of grace of the Most High. So therefore, you see what I'm saying? We don't care about our lives. Right? Neither count I my life dear unto myself. In the world, we gave that up. Right? Or we succeeded. We got as far as our ceiling or whatever. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, this is some fucking bullshit. When the hell did we get out of here? All right? Fuck that. You know, what is success in Satan's heaven? Ask P. Diddy, what is success, nigga? You understand? So, when the hell do we get the hell up out of here? I don't need anything here. All right, leave it all behind, and bring this thing to a close. So, the most beautiful thing that, you know, seeing those rockets, those missiles raining down is just the most beautiful thing ever, man. Slow motion, niggas playing saxophones and shit is beautiful. We're in some very, very beautiful time. Now it's about to get really rough. So what you gonna do? Okay, don't worry about your life. Don't try to save it. 9 and 24, 1 Corinthians. So 1 Corinthians 9 and 24, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. And they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertain, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Man, the fear of the Lord cures everything. Okay? If you got a healthy fear, you ain't gonna do nothing stupid. You're like, oh hell no. Oh no. And then you're seasoning this thing, like, oh no. Dude tried to set me up the other day, asked me a stupid question on a text. I'm like, nigga, are you serious? You asked me? I'm like, oh no. You asked me a question, the answer is no. I won't even repeat the question. I'm like, you're setting me up. Through the spirit, you think I can't see that, you fucking clown? No. Anyway. So, yeah, just, you know, just get ready, man. 4 and 7, let's see. Oh. First Timothy 4 and 7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. I've done what? Kept the faith. Okay? So, These are the things, that we want to say. You have established have you established your heart? Let's get that word established. Your heart, we already know. We know what this word heart means. It's your mind. How about this establish? Damn, I don't know if I can go to the blue letter. Let me just look it up. Establish. Definition. Is established. That's in the Merriam-Webster. Let's see. Established, establishing, establishes, establishment. Establishment. It So that's kind of redundant. All right, so I guess we got to go to the blue letter. So, Lockie, bear with me while I try this. BL. Pull that out. I probably got the app. I don't know if it's on this phone. Establish your hearts. That's really weird. It's Peter. Public shut. Establish. Okay. Took forever, but here we are. Show Strong's info. To set fast. Establish. Okay, wait. Let's get this. Let's start from the top. Sterizo. Establish. I've done this before. Sterizo. Sterizo.
Strong's G 4741. Sterizo.
Sterizo. Okay, so establish means what? To turn resolutely in a certain direction. To confirm. Establish. To confirm. Steadfastly set. Strengthen. Establish. Set. Thorizo. Fix. To set. Establish your hearts. To set fast. To turn resolutely in a certain direction. To make up your mind. That's what it means. Establish your heart. Make up your mind. Come to a conclusion. Okay? So, here's how you establish your heart. Okay? You make it understood. Number one, what you're gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. Nigga, I'm gonna make it to the I'm gonna endure until the end. So let's get the I'm gonna endure till the end. You gotta make up your mind that that's what I don't give a fuck what happened. Nigga, you have to do that. You have to have that moment with yourself. This is Matthew 24. Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. You ain't gonna be saved unless you endure what till the end? Jacob's trouble to the end. So that totally destroys pre-tribulation rapture. That's such bullshit. No, you have to endure to the end to do what? To be saved. So what you're saying is you get saved before the rapture. That's putting the cart before the horse. That's bullshit. Show me that. Show me the word rapture, and then show me where you get taken off of the earth before Jacob's trouble. No. Endure what? You gotta endure temptation. Everybody's gotta go through it. Oh, no, we don't have to. No. You gotta go through it. You gotta be tested. So how you gonna get tested if you're not going through the fire? No. You're wicked, nigga. You can get that fire, but you ain't going through it. See? You're going to catch that fire. You want to go through the fire. And in order to do that, you got to be blazing hot. You got to be on fire to go through it. All right? So anyway, I mean, we could get more patience. We could get patience and patience and patience. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. How are you going to make it through? You have to be okay with everything going wrong. Okay? And not get angry. Right? Not get angry or what? I'm not going to find it now. All right? But that's what patience means. Right? So establish your heart, meaning you got it, man. Whatever it takes. And it's going to be, when you say that and you weigh the gravity of the situation. What is the gravity of a time unlike any other that has ever been on the face of the earth, nor will ever? What's the gravity of it? What's the balance of that? You don't know what the fuck is about that. All you could do is have fun. All right. So with that, all right. This is old Ecclesiastes. All right. 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. Whoa. I caught that. It was almost in free fall, but I got that little catch thing. Happens to me at work. strap. When you play the guitar, you got a strap on and it come off and the guitar before it falls. You gotta grab that thing. Dong, dong, for everybody now. Reflexive action. This is. I just read that. I just had Philippians. This is Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You're going to be fearing and trembling anyway. Everybody is. Everybody can be scared shitless. You might as well, have your mind right about it. Right? Okay. Healthy fear. Good trouble. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. All right. So with that, we face the east. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them, the titles of truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, hopeful like the tabernacle of David. Upwith, listen and learn and being a pillar of rest. 144,000 and 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom.